Hi, guys. How are you? I want to take a moment to just breathe for a second. I am in a mini program right now, and one of the things that we spoke about last night was licking our wounds and healing the wounds. And so today I spent some time looking at my wounds, which I have done a lot of healing around. And it's been it's been a journey. And sometimes I just want to say, for those of you who are in that process of looking at the shadows, looking at the patterns, looking at the things that have held us back, right? The self-sabotage, all of those things. I just want to say that it's normal that the same ones keep coming up, right? And sometimes we can move into a space of judging because something will come up and we're like, I've already dealt with that. I've already looked at this. Why is this coming up again? I already healed it. But the reality is it's not the same thing. It's a new layer of it. And we're just going deeper. And so we get to accept that this is where I'm at, right? This is where I'm at right now. So when I wrote down today, what are the core wounds that are coming up for me? What I'm reminding myself of is that yes, I've done work on these, and now I get to look at them from a completely different lens, the lens of where I'm at right now with all the healing that I've done. It's a different space, right? We move from this space of being unaware, right? And having this eye-opening moment like, wow, I didn't make that connection until now. We move from that unaware space to navigating the issue, right? Issue, I say in quotes here. We navigate the energy of that. We navigate the roots of it. Why is it here? How does it make me feel? Where am I triggered by it? Right? We explore that, the depths of it, and then we move into what is the truth? Is this mine to carry? What do I actually believe? And then we move into that awareness, right? So now we're completely aware. Something happens that triggers us, and we are, oh, I know, we make the connection right away. I know where this is coming from. And now I get to respond differently, right? I'm moving from a space of reaction to responding, reacting to responding, right? So I just want to say that because it's a journey. So if you're in this journey, have some compassion for yourself. I remember also being told that when I was just starting this journey and getting frustrated by that, right? My coach used to say, can you love yourself? Can you love the part of you that wants to be seen? You know, and I would get mad about it. Like, no, like I can't love that part of me. I just want to get rid of that part of me. You know? We move from that space of anger, of frustration, of stress, of sadness, right? Once we release those emotions, we can move into this space of clarity and neutrality around the wound. And then we can actually start to see the truth around it, the real truth, and discover new layers of that, right? I also want to comment that there's a real difference between being in a space of like where that wound is heightened and very active for you right now versus being in a space of I've done a lot of processing around it and now I'm ready to heal it, right? So we move from this space of like I am like it's fresh, it's, you know, sore, it's hurting, to healing, right? And that releasing process, the feeling, to, you know, licking it sometimes. You know, in my class yesterday, Danielle, she kept going like this, licking our wounds, right? She said it so many times to the point that it annoyed me a little bit. Because she said, one of the things she said, I'm going to read it to you. Licking our wounds is less painful than admitting we've created our own problem. Right? Admitting that we've chosen to perpetuate the issue that we hate, the wound that we're ready to get rid of, that we're ready to heal. But we're not really ready when we're licking it, right? And we're perpetuating the behavior. So I'm going to share a couple of my wounds, core wounds that came up for me, because maybe it'll resonate with you. Two of my big wounds are not feeling seen and feeling misunderstood. Unseen and misunderstood, okay? And so this reminds me and takes me back to my childhood of wanting to be accepted. You know, I tried so hard to fit in and be like everyone else, and suppress real parts of me just so that I could be seen and loved, understood and loved. That's all I wanted, was love. That's all many of us want. All of these wounds, in fact, go back to my childhood. They take me very vividly back to my childhood and the behaviors that I noticed of within myself, and why they started, right? So it's really beautiful when we can look back on things with that level of awareness and start to examine them from a different space, you know, from a different angle, from a different perspective. That's what healing is all about, is being able to open and see all the angles, right? To examine them without the emotion, without the reaction, without the triggers pulling us back into that wound. When we're in that space of just that instant reaction, right? When something happens and we instantly go into that space, it's just trying to show us that, like, this is something that needs to be healed. This is something that there's a lesson here. This is something that wants to be seen. It's screaming at us. But so many of us turn around and go the other way. When we have the courage to start looking more deeply at these core wounds that we have, we create space for us to grow, to evolve, to see a different perspective, to learn something about ourselves. It's really a beautiful process. It really is. And I just want to reiterate, because I'm feeling it right now. I understand for those of you who maybe are in the beginning of that process, I understand how it can feel hard. It still feels hard for me sometimes. You know, it's normal. It's human. Normalize it. What makes us different, what makes us unique, what makes us grow and evolve is the way we choose to respond to it. So, sharing, as promised, a couple of mine. When I tuned in on the not feeling seen, what I got was, you're ready to be seen. You see yourself, you know your capability. You don't need anyone else to see it, to know its truth. They can't see what they don't know. This is what was important, and it came through on the misunderstood one too. Deep within what's resonant. It's not a reflection of you. It's an indication of where they're at on their journey. Deep within you are love. Pure love can't see that in you if they haven't seen it within themselves. Radiate more and spread love. This is why you see so much light in others, because you've activated it within you. And now you get to activate it within them so they can see and love themselves too. This was cool for me to receive because it really gave me a different perspective, a different understanding that when I feel like people don't see me or don't resonate with me, it's not because of me, it's because of their level of understanding within themselves, right? And that level of understanding within themselves, and I don't say level, by the way, in any means of hierarchy. I just want to say that. But that understanding within them may never change, right? That may not be their journey. So being seen then becomes this, like, have we seen the same things in our life? Have we discovered the same things in our life? And the same, relative, make it relative. Have we activated the same understanding within ourselves, right? I'm moving right into the misunderstood one too here, because they're similar. People can't see what they don't know. People can't understand what they don't know. I always say that when I'm teaching about something, if something within you lights up and sparks within you, that's our souls speaking to each other, right? That's that wisdom activating within you. It's there, and now you see it, right? When you listen to people and nothing is resonating, it's just, you're not ready to see it. Maybe you weren't meant to see it. Whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter, and there's no judgment for it. But so often, like for me, feeling unseen and misunderstood before was personal, right? There must be something wrong with me. But it's not about that. It's not about me. And for those of you who are on that teaching and healing journey, I mean, we hear that a lot, right? It's not about us. And as spiritual teachers, we get taught, to put ourselves aside. Sometimes I'm so stubborn that I need to hear those messages for myself before I take action on them. And today was that day for me. It was really having compassion and knowing that it's not about me. I still get to express and teach and share this wisdom, these moments. And the people that it resonates with, the people that it attracts. It's perfect. What's meant for you won't pass you by. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right? things that are meant for us cross our paths for a reason. So it's our job to look at, what is that reason? Even the hard stuff, even those wounds, those lessons, those triggers. Why is this here? What is it trying to show me? And it takes time to get to that space, to be willing to see it with patience and compassion. It really does. So I wanted to share a little bit of that with you guys because it's present for me right now, and looking at this has been really powerful. I mean, she said in the training last night, she said, let's make a declaration to heal the wounds, right? And for me, I couldn't do that with integrity without actually writing about them and saying, I see you. I know that you're there. And I'm willing to look at you, to face you, to understand what I need to know in order to move on. And the thing is that I don't need to have those healed completely in order to move forward. I get to move forward and I get to take action while they're still there, while they're still teaching me, because then new lessons appear and I get to clear new layers of them. And it's all just a part of the journey. So I'm sending you all lots of love. I hope that the sound came through this time. Last time I recorded a video, I had my headphones plugged into the computer, but I didn't have my headphones on. So the sound was very distant. It picked up closed captioning. But I hope that this came through. I trust that this came through. I'm sending you all so much love. And if you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear them. Take care.